Hey guys, I thought I would do one more review for today. This next film, I'm not really a huge fan of this particular series, but some of the movies in this series are pretty good, and this is one of them, and that is King Kong vs. Godzilla. And again, I only own this one on tape. I don't own it on DVD. This was the third King Kong movie, I believe. And basically, in this film, these people travel to Skull Island, and all the natives happen to be Chinese. You can obviously tell. And basically, they put King Kong to sleep, and they're gonna take him from Skull Island, and they're gonna take him back to Japan, I believe, for research purposes. And King Kong ends up, escaping, and goes on a rampage of destroying, everything in his path. And they need someone to stop him, so they bring out Godzilla, and Godzilla and King Kong are fighting in, the city of Japan. And they need to get rid of King Kong and Godzilla, so they end up taking him to Monster Island, where they end up having this huge battle. And that's basically the movie, really. This movie was released by Universal International, and this does feature some music from some of their old classic horror films from the 40s and 30s, like, The Wolfman, Frankenstein versus the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, all those. And I do really like this movie. When I was really skeptical about this, because a lot of the King Kong movies aren't that good. The Godzilla movies aren't that good. Some of them are really bad, but this was a really good one. And I was also thinking it was going to suck, because King Kong looks like a complete douchebag in this movie. It is a suit. It's not the clay model like, in the original film. But, I mean, it's a pretty good, film. I mean, a lot of people like this film. And this is the original VHS release, by the way. This is the only release on VHS. And there's only one release for this film on DVD. And, so this tape is kind of old, 1987. So it is pretty old. I mean, my dad's had this movie for as long as I can remember. And, I recently watched it again, and I thought I'd review it. And, I was kind of in a Godzilla mood, and I'd watched the original one, and the second sequel, and this one. And, this is a good film. I'll give this one a 3 out of 5, particularly because I don't like the way that King Kong looks. He looks really weird. He looks like a retard in this movie, and the storyline could have been a little bit better. You'll really just have to watch it to understand what it's about. Again, this is a good entry in the Godzilla series, and watch it if you're a fan of Godzilla. And really, the 3 out of 5 rating is mainly one thing is because originally this was going to be Frankenstein versus Godzilla, and they were going to have this huge monster to resemble Frankenstein. And that's why, like in this movie, King Kong gets powers from electricity. Like, he puts like an electrical power line in his mouth, and he gets like energy. And I didn't know, apes got energy from lightning, but apparently they do in this movie. So, a lot of just weird things happen in this movie. But, check it out. It's a good film. And, you just have to really see it to believe it. So check out King Kong vs. Godzilla. It's a great entry in the Godzilla series.